This is a summary of the book Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin. Originally written in 1999 and updated 20 years later in 2018, this book is a culmination of over 50 years of experiences, good and bad, that lead the authors to true financial independence. According to the book, a financially independent person has reached a point in their lives where they no longer need to work. This can be reached in one of two ways. 1. The individual has managed to create such a large passive income that is not worked for by the hour, that their expenses are entirely covered. 2. The individual has lowered their outgoings to such a low number that their current savings will last a lifetime. More commonly, true financial independence is reached through a combination of 1 and 2. In the book, the author Robin promises that the book will help the reader with 3 things. 1. Financial integrity, awareness of where your money is coming from and going. 2. Financial intelligence, understanding that where and when you spend your money is a choice, as is where and when you earn it. 3. Financial independence, reaching a point in your lives where they no longer need to work. Well then, let's dive into the 9 steps to achieve financial independence based on Your Money or Your Life by Joe Dominguez and Vicki Robin. Step 1. Making peace with the past. The purpose of this exercise is understanding your own personal attitudes towards money and what it buys. Are you caught in the race to acquire more meaningless belongings, perhaps influenced by advertising or keeping up appearances? In this step, you should 1. Find out your total lifetime earnings and calculate your enough. This is the sum of the total of your gross income from the first cent you ever earned to your most recent paycheck. This will give a clear picture of how powerful you are at bringing money into your life, thus instilling confidence and facilitates goal setting. This step is one of the foundation stones of the program. Since accuracy and accountability are called for in every step of the program, starting out impeccably is a good example to live up to. Not only that, but doing this step impeccably may even get you a better job with better pay. 2. Calculate your net worth today. Find out your net worth by counting how much cash you have plus the value of the assets which you hold, shares, pension, equity in your property, etc. Everything you own and everything you owe. This is because you can never know what is enough if you don't know what you have. You might find there are a lot of material possessions that are not bringing you fulfillment, and you might want to convert them to cash. With the previous steps done, you now have an overview of your financial status and can objectively choose whether or not to convert some of your fixed assets into cash, thus increasing your savings or getting a bit further out of debt. After completing this exercise, most people will be unsatisfied with the outcome. However, it's important not to beat yourself up about it. It's time to make peace with the past and start your new journey armed with this information. You should also calculate your enough. This means working out what level of assets/income you would be satisfied with to stop trading your time for money. Step 2. Being in the present, tracking your life energy. Money is something we choose to trade our life energy for. Life energy is our limitation of time here on Earth, the hours of precious life available to us. When we go to our jobs, we are trading our life energy for money. You could even say that money equals our life energy. So while money has no intrinsic reality, our life energy does, at least to us. It's tangible and it's finite. It is precious because it is limited and irretrievable, and because our choices about how we use it express the meaning and purpose of our time here on Earth. Money is something you consider valuable enough to spend easily a third of your daily time here on Earth getting, spending, worrying about, fantasizing about, or in some other way reacting to. In this step, you calculate how much you really make per hour working. You might think you make $20 per hour, but much of that is spent on work-related expenses. You'd be surprised, but you might actually be making $5 per hour with all the work lunches, office parties, commute and car expenses, cost of babysitting, etc. To find your true rate, establish the actual cost in time and money required to maintain your job and compute your real hourly wage. Here are the steps to follow according to the book. Deduct from your weekly income the costs of getting to and from work, the cost of the clothes you buy to wear at work, the extra cost of at-work meals, the amount spent to relax and wind down after the stress of a work day, job-related illness, extra cost of at-work meals, The amount spent to relax and wind down after the stress of a workday, job-related illness, and all other expenses associated with maintaining you on the job. Add to your work week the hours spent in preparing yourself for work, travel to and from work, the time taken to wind down at home after work, recreation need after work as a means of winding down, shopping to make you feel better since your job feels lousy, and all other hours linked with maintaining your job. Take your monthly pay and deduct all the work-related expenses to get your real pay. In other words, if you didn't need that money-earning job, what time expenditures and monetary expenses would disappear from your life? The book offers examples of the cost and hours we spend that are directly related to having a job. Traveling to and from work could cost $50 a week and take you 7.5 hours. Annual cost of clothing for work divided by 50 weeks equates to $15 a week. Step 3. Where is the money going? The monthly tabulation. Step 3 is all about reflecting on how much money you are earning and how you are spending it. This is not about budgeting. Budgets, like diets, don't work. They don't work because they deal with the symptoms and not the cause. The cause of fat is not really the calories in the food, it's the desires in our mind. Every month, create a table of all income and all expenses within categories generated by your own unique spending pattern. Balance your monthly income and outgo totals. Convert dollars spent in each category to hours of life energy using your real hourly wage as computed in Step 2. This monthly tabulation will be an accurate portrait of how you are actually living and provide a foundation for the rest of the program. The book offers examples of categories of spending and sample worksheets in case you're lost or don't know how to. Step 4. 3 questions that will transform your life. For each item of financial expense recorded in your monthly report, ask yourself: 1. Did you truly receive satisfaction commensurate to the hours of life energy spent? 2. Does that expenditure align with your overall life goals? 3. If you didn't have to work, would this impact your level of expenditure on this item? The key action here is to put a minus sign, plus sign, or 0 by each expense category every month. Minus means it takes away from your life energy and is not in alignment with your values and purpose. Plus means the opposite. 0 means the expense is fine, it neither increases or decreases life energy. Step 5. Making life energy visible. Once you have been following this advice and carrying out the previous steps for at least a few months, you should create a graph that you hang on the wall for you to see every day. On the graph, plot your income and expenses as a monthly trend line. This should be kept prominently so that you are reminded of your progress and continuously question whether you are spending wisely. Step 6. Value your life energy by reducing spending. Next, the authors give tips about living a more frugal lifestyle. The crux of the advice is that you should spend your money on things that maximize your fulfillment and avoid spending your money on things that do not. Some of the most important examples include: forget what people think about you and don't pursue a lifestyle that you cannot afford. There's no point in spending money to keep up with appearances. Don't shop for the sake of shopping. Don't automatically replace something if it's broken. Think about whether it can be fixed before automatically going out and buying a replacement. Don't buy anything of value without first checking whether it is available cheaper elsewhere and trying to haggle the price if possible. If you don't need to drive, then don't. Don't buy a flashy new car or take one out on finance. Step 7. Valuing your life energy, maximizing income. This step is all about taking employment which will give you the most amount of money for your life energy/time. You should always consider additional time spent on work-related activities like commuting when comparing different jobs. Look for opportunities to earn more money even in jobs which are unrelated to your current field. Remain positive about your work and think of it as a tool to generate earnings which will ultimately provide you with financial independence. Step 8. Capital and the crossover point. So as your expenses naturally and easily go down and income naturally and easily go up because of the program steps, you will gradually save money. This money is capital. You use this money to calculate when you will have enough investment income to cross over into financial independence. Step 9. Managing your finances. This step is a little outdated since it teaches you to invest in long-term U.S. Treasuries only. At the time this book was written, long-term U.S. Treasuries paid out about 6%. Lastly, subscribe.